Hey everyone, this is David Brown with the migration update for March 17th, 2023 from the Braddock Bay Hawk Watch. It was rainy this morning, so I actually started out by going to the Braddock Bay East Spit, although there wasn't a whole lot happening there. Spent some time scanning out over the lake with my spotting scope and walked out to the end, but nothing unusual. I went to Braddock Bay Park around 10 and spent the first little while out at the end of the boardwalk where I took this photo. Just kind of an overcast, drizzly morning with light to moderate southwesterly winds. So good wind direction, fairly warm, just a lot of clouds and rain holding back any chance of a morning raptor flight. The rain continued throughout the morning. I officially started the hawk count around 1 o'clock. That's when most of the rain had moved out of the area, although there still wasn't much activity happening. Finally, in the mid-afternoon, it brightened up a little bit, which got a little bit of a raptor flight going. The sun even popped out for about 30 seconds, which felt really nice and warm. But then afterwards, it clouded over again. So only really 1 hour of decent raptor activity, and even that was pretty mediocre. My first great blue heron of the season made a nice close pass, allowing me to get good photos. Here's an adult female northern harrier that was hunting the field beside the Hawkwatch platform. There was a decent movement of killdeer today, with a total of 19, and the largest group was 7. And here's the underside look of the same bird. Here's a group of 3 sandhill cranes that migrated past, headed east, and I even got to hear them calling. Here's another look at an adult female northern harrier. You can see has quite a bit of striping on the underside. And just the overall shape is classic harrier, so somewhat long, lanky wings that look a little bit pointed, fairly long tail, just kind of brownish and cream-colored overall. I had a single double-crested cormorant, which I think this is only the second time I've had cormorant this season, although over the next few weeks the numbers can get quite large, but still not seeing too many of them yet. Snow geese were on the move again today, had multiple flocks throughout the day, some of them up to 200 birds. Here's a male American kestrel. Kestrels are falcons, so they have very pointed wingtips. We know it's a male just because of the underside plumage. It has a little bit of dotting on the breast, and we also see this tail that is very orange. That's another sign of males. And if we were to see the top side of this bird, we would see that it was a combination of blue and orange, which is another way to identify males. Females are more brownish on top, and they don't have the orange tail like this. Here is an adult male northern harrier, and maybe you can understand why they call it the gray ghost. In some of the flocks of snow geese, we saw multiple dark morphs or blue morph snow geese. Here's an example of one, and this one's a little paler underneath. Sometimes you see ones that are white underneath that are called intermediate forms. There were about 20 geese in the field next to the Hawkwatch, and they all took off at the same time, so I was looking around knowing that something must have scared them. And I turned around and looked behind the platform, and here came this adult bald eagle. About an hour after the first group of sandhill cranes, we had 2 more come by. And here's another bald eagle that's not quite a full adult, but it's getting there. Taking a look at the eBird checklist, today I had 50 species. And looking at the HawkCount report for our migrant raptor totals, today we had 22 turkey vultures, 2 bald eagles, 3 northern harriers, and 1 red-tailed hawk, for a total of 28 migrating raptors. I did not count the kestrel as a migrant because it was heading the wrong direction. I had 2 new species for the season today, which were swamp sparrow and great blue heron. And looking at the forecast for tomorrow, gusty winds developing, partly cloudy early, then becoming mostly cloudy, high 36, winds west-southwest at 20 to 30 miles per hour. And actually, if we break the day into 2 halves, for the morning, it's looking like west-southwest winds at maybe around 15 miles per hour and a bit of sunshine. So those are actually pretty good conditions. Now, the one thing is the temperature is only going up to 36, so that makes me a little hesitant to think that we'll get a huge push of birds just because it doesn't seem, well, let me put it this way. Normally, when we get a big influx of raptors, it's when it's warmer. So temperature only getting up to 36 makes me have a little bit of caution. But overall, I'd expect some migration in the morning, especially if it stays sunny throughout the whole morning. For the afternoon, that's when the winds are picking up more, 20 to 30 miles per hour. and gusting even up to 40 miles per hour perhaps. So there's strong gusty winds. Sometimes that's too strong for migration to be happening. Sometimes larger birds like bald eagles can still handle it. Sometimes turkey vultures will still fly, although they don't handle it as well. But the winds are supposed to stay west-southwest the whole day, so would expect it to be a relatively decent day, especially in the morning. So kind of excited to see what we get. Seems like there's some hawk watches that get the birds before us, like Presque Isle in Erie, Pennsylvania, that the other day they already had over 1,000 turkey vultures in a day. So it seems like the turkey vulture numbers are finally reaching the Great Lakes, and we should start to get some decent sized pushes of turkey vultures whenever we have favorable winds. Sunday's not looking very good. Windy with on and off snow showers, high only 35. Winds west at 25 to 35 miles per hour. So winds are just going to be too strong. No southerly component at all. Snow showers. So would only expect light migration for Sunday. And for Monday, we're looking at plentiful sunshine, high around 45. Winds west-southwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour. So those are looking like excellent conditions for Monday. Could be slightly better if the winds were more out of the southwest rather than west-southwest. But overall, I would expect us to have a pretty good day. So keep an eye on the forecast for Monday. And actually, I think Tuesday's looking good as well, and Wednesday was also looking okay. So maybe after we get through the weekend, we'll have some good hawk watching to start off next week. All right, we're coming up on the weekend. I know there's some field trips around the area this weekend, so maybe we'll have some groups stopping by. And like I said, the weather is looking decent for tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. So hope to see some of you out at the platform soon. From Lyco Birds, this is David Brown. Thanks for watching.